Yeah, so we're doing like VR day and like vacation in the house day. Yeah. And like requested, we've got a mushroom cake with mushroom ice cream, right?
Right.
And
Wait, what?
Mushroom. He doesn't eat mushroom. I know.
Oh wait.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
over here, by the plant.
I'm like,
He's gonna think the plant's talking to him. This is great.
and he like looks over and he's like, buddy, I don't know you could talk. Why you sound like a girl?
I'm not the
All
plant.
plants are girls.
I was hoping you'd come over though. This is Texas. I'm invisible right now.
All of Texas.
Well, not all of Texas.
Oh my god.
A person. I technically lived there for a very short time. You met me.
I don't need to know your backstory. What
Okay.
what do you need?
Well, there's a group of
No,
people.
no, no. Go through the entire back.
A lot has changed in the past 12 hours.
Good God, man! You have a dangle now. I'm not going to fault you for any sort of like thing that you went through. Your body has gone through a metamorphosis overnight. Please, it's fine. You do not need to apologize. And he just kind of looks at you and puts a hand on your shoulder and just like
You got a dangle.
like, all right, you were somebody who lived in Texas
Right.
and then you
It's
took
not
the name
important
Texas?
though. That part isn't important. This is the important thing.
Why would you open with that if
No.
it wasn't
Well,
important?
I was just trying to introduce myself. Okay, so
Okay.
the important thing is there was a group in here, and now there's still one of them, but the others are gone, but they're coming back, and they want to kill us.
Are they from Texas too?
No, I don't think so. Maybe. But the important thing is they want to kill at least one, if not more, of us, and or do serious harm and damage. So, do
Okay.
you guys have rules or like a safe room?
No, we kind of play
Or-
it fast and loose here.
Yeah, I've heard that. So we should just kind of hightail it on out of here.
I mean, you could fight them. That'd be kind of entertaining. No,
Well-
right?
Am I bound to some sort of thing? I feel like the most responsible thing to do is to know, like, before you put on jewelry given to you by a god.
You feel like the most
Well, I
responsible thing to do when a god
I-
offers you a gift is to be like, well, what
Well,
is
no,
is
I
there a
thank you
user
very
agreement
much.
that
I
we
just-
need to sign here?
I
This
feel
is-
like
I mean, she's very nice, but this is no Banyan, the god of the lions. I mean, he's the king of the beasts.
And as Bubba walks out, he goes, "Hey, man, now I'm gonna get him turn on. Woo!
Sorry, guys, I speak Bubba. I know how you doing.
And I'm man, film Artificer Ball, put stuff all the time.
You ain't fooling? Hell, my brother Cletus would love to talk to you.
Hey, man, I'm terrible. From 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, they're feel like pretty like people going in.
All right, now sounds good.
I'm just gonna cast in code thoughts to just pull this memory out for later. Someone's gonna want to study.
Are you always invisible?
No, I just did this because I was trying to be stealthy. It's not working very well. I can see
No,
that.
because you're still talking.
I know I have learned my lesson. I haven't learned my lesson. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm gonna do more stupid stuff. It just kind of happens.
Wow, that face.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. You okay?
Okay, so I just realized that I couldn't find my book last time, so I took my notes in another book on another piece of paper. So I went to look for my notes for last time and then had to race through that entire process and realize I don't have my notes from last time. This is gonna be fun.
Welcome to Indigo Chameleon, kids, where everything's made up and the notes don't matter. I'm your good buddy Scribe, the DM for this amazing journey. Hi, welcome, hello, everybody in the chat. Pumpkin Poem, Chaotic Calling, thank you so much for that raid. We love you. May say, we love you too, Pumpkin Poem. Stop it. Hi, Franz. Hello. I'm ready for a wedding. We have some amazing stuff coming up here on Indigo Chameleon, but we've got a few announcements to kick off before we get started. We have a Discord. Come and hang out with us in the Discord. We'd love to have you there, and you can chat with friends and find cool memes. It's already there. And then we also have a merch store. It's pretty great as well, with lots of mugs and T-shirts and shower curtains and all sorts of cool stuff. So Yeah, well, hello there, General Kenobi. Upcoming schedule for this week. We've got lots of cool stuff. Tomorrow, from the mad mind of the scribe, we have a one-shot that takes place within our Unbroken Veil universe, our multiverse, which is essentially modern-day D&D, except most of the world doesn't know that all this magic and monsters and things like that sort of exist. However, in this particular world, when a demonic possession goes afoul of Middle America, when apocalyptic crises rise on the horizon, the churches all band together and send their representatives to solve this problem. They are called the Amen. The Amen is a collection of paladins and clerics from all over the modern verse that are collected to deal with these problems as they arise. And we have an Amen one-shot. Can I get an Amen? You can, tomorrow night, Friday. It's going to be awesome. So please join us for that at 8 p.m. And you'll get to see all the amazing characters that have been created. You'll see some familiar faces and some not so familiar faces. So it's going to be great. And that's it for me during the weekend. But you could probably tune in and see some cool stuff on some other channels. Kiara, what do you have going on, Miss AKV?
I just realized I forgot to put out roll call, but I will be having a game Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah.
One of my mods will do that. I'll let them know to do that now. But yes, we will be having games Friday and Saturday night, and on Sunday we're going to throw in a lazy day stream. It'll probably start off with some singing for Sunday Fun Day. So yeah, that's my weekend.
Dude, I'm about it. Yeah, let's do it. And then not only that, but they could also tune into Wolf Garin's stream. What do you got going on, buddy?
Well, I'm on day 47 of my 90-day Beat Saber weight loss challenge. Feeling pretty good about how things are going.
Yeah, but you plateaued a little bit. Like you haven't lost.
I did. It's been 4 or 5 days since I've lost anything. Letting you try to catch up a little bit there, the scribe.
I'm on day 2 of a 7-day cleanse, so I'm doing great.
Nice, loving it. But this Saturday, celebrating our halfway mark through this 90-day challenge, we're going to be doing a 12-hour stream. We're going to be playing some Beat Saber, some Super Hot. We're going to be doing some Twitch sings. If anybody wants to come along and sing along with us, we should have a lot of fun. And there's a lot of amazing talent out there. And then there's me.
I read somewhere that when you're playing Beat Saber, you should eat lots of carbs. So while you're playing, just carve it up and go.
Just a big bowl of spaghetti.
Just big bowl of spaghetti, pizza.
Before, during, and after.
Yeah, man. I'm very proud of you, buddy. Keep it up. That's going on this weekend. On Tuesday, we kick back around to some more Wanderlust, an exploration of Wildmount. It's our brand new campaign here on Indigo Chameleon, and there's going to be all sorts of stuff. I, in fact, got a new set of dice today that I was like, oh, these are really pretty. I should give them away. So we're going to do a dice giveaway on Tuesday. I'll take some pictures and send that over to Miss Mealdith, who doesn't get a shout out nearly enough for all of the amazing hard work she does for publicity on the channel. But yeah, dice giveaway on Tuesday. It's gonna be awesome because I touched them. All the goodness of the scribe is infused upon these dice. And you will want these dice.
I'll Lysol them before I send them.
Well, yeah, that too. Because, yeah, we live in weird times. So we'll dip them in alcohol, and then who knows, you might even get some residual alcohol from the dice. But yeah, that's on Tuesday, and I think that's it for announcements. Anybody have anything else they want to plug? They want to talk about upcoming shows, stuff like that? No.
Oh, podcast. I should put that.
Yes, if you want to listen in
Here.
on the podcast for Wanderlust, you can give it a listen and drop us a review too. That helps us out and it helps get the word out there for awesome stuff. So, we should also change the name of that podcast from Wanderlust, which is a completely different thing, to Wanderlust.
Oh no, we're getting so many hits on that.
Wanderlust is our NC-17 retelling of of Wonderland, and Chess just goes hog wild in Wanderlust. But Wanderlust, you should definitely give a listen to that. So, forever unclean. Oh gosh, Macy's like, I gotta go. But I think that's it for announcements. I think that's it for Wonderland Erotica. Once upon a time in the Lost Isle, the group found themselves taking a bit of an interlude as they had finished their adventure in the wild, weird West. it's time to get lost. The group found themselves leveling up and once again embracing the power that was so granted to them for all of the good deeds they've been doing. They got some magic items, they hung out at the bar, and William popped the question, realizing that life is short and he's not so great at death saving throws, decided to propose to La'Arthel. And so La'Arthel, in another surprise, admitted that she too was preparing to pop the question at some point. So the two of them gleefully arranged for themselves to be married the next day because she didn't want to go one more day without being married to the love of her life. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Texas got super drunk. She got Zima wasted and just went hog wild, throwing eggs at the council chambers, coming to find out that she wasn't alone, that she was with her brother, who has now disappeared, and it has something to do with her father, which she didn't know was Dimitri, who she's been making bargains with for years. And backstory, it's how she got into this plane of existence in the first place. So it gets even weirder. But those
Who else
two...
got Oklahoma going through their brain right now?
Yeah.
Oakland, Texas.
But her brother, Oki, is no longer in the picture.
He's dead?
No, he's just not in the current picture.
Okay, so did anybody else realize that as you're like saying these things, she's like remembering them from her drunk memory? Oh yeah, that's what happened.
I didn't have my notes in front of me.
Yeah, because you
but
got
now
drunk
I'm
memory. You don't have
remembering.
your notes.
That's what it is.
This is when you're at a party and your friend got really drunk and you were like, dude, you jumped off of the roof. And he's like, no, oh my God, I jumped off the roof.
To be fair, I experience multiple storylines in a week, and sometimes I get forgetful.
Sure, that's all right.
You drink heavily.
So we actually are going to pick up this episode right where we left off. All of you storming into the council chambers, where there is a trial of sorts taking place. You recognize a few familiar faces at the table, except for Mordrew, who is currently standing up. But you would see your favorite beholder buddy. You'd see the liaison for the Mages Council. You'd see your liaison for the island itself. You would see a member for the Council of the Indigo Chameleon. And sure enough, Duncan, while he may be seated at a table, Chris is standing not too far away, who the minutes that he sees Cass coming in, takes a step forward to say hello and trips over his feet and face plants onto the ground, immediately popping back up and wiping the dirt off of his robes. So now, we cut back to that scene. There is an expectation from Mordrew as he just sort of looks at everybody standing in the space and gestures with his head towards Texas to take a step forward.
I'll take a step forward.
Okay? In front of the table. So you just walk forward into the middle of the space. Yeah.
As far as I know, this is just about the little incident. What is this about? This seems awfully serious for all of you to be here.
This is to determine whether you should continue to work as a member of this party.
Oh, just because you got a little mad at me, you're going to kick me out?
There is a ruffle at the table. And he goes, no. Just because I got mad at you is not a reason to kick you out. You are absolutely right.
So you're in charge of deciding whether I get kicked out or not. This seems awful personal.
Texas, would you care to share with everyone your tattoo?
Oh, well, it's on my shoulder. I have to lower my shirt a bit. I'm a little shy.
Would you care to share with everyone how you came about receiving your tattoo?
Well, I'm a little blurry on the details. I've forgotten a bit. It was so long ago. There was a dragon.
The island will stand up. You see the collection of dirt and leaves and greenery and things of that sort will stand up out of his chair, and less stand up and just sort of amorphous, like, come to a standing position. And he will walk over in your direction.
Okay. I'll wait with
He will look down upon you with his 7 feet of height and in a very deep, grumbly, powerful voice say, "Speak."
I don't know. Should I say his name out loud here? Sometimes that's not always a good idea.
Wisdom save.
That is it's 19.
19.
Yeah.
The magic feels very powerful. You are not fully compelled to speak, but once again, he is not being aggressive, but he's standing over you looking down.
His name has completely gone out of my head, so I'm flipping through my book real quick.
Oh, the dragon?
The name of the dragon. I'm like, Puff. It's not Puff.
What do you say?
Okay, so there was a whole thing. We had a conversation. I was offering to play like a game of chess or something. Maybe Monopoly cards. I don't remember. Anyway, suddenly, and through no fault of my own, I ended up with a tattoo on my shoulder that he can track.
A bargain was struck. As a gentleman in a white suit walks into the space. He comes in through the side door, the council's chambers. He's immaculate, white suit, down to the tips of his shoes. He walks with a small cane that sends up little icicles as it hits the floor every single time. He walks into the council chambers and does a heel turn that's a little wobbly, as if he's not used to walking on 2 feet. He turns around and stares at the council and says, "A deal was struck between the little one and myself."
You were more blue last time I saw you. How do I know it's even you?
He begins to drop the humanoid shape and fill up the council chambers.
Never mind, you don't have to go full.
Everyone will start to scoot backwards. I need everybody to give me a dexterity saving throw, please. Okay.
24.
24. William.
23.
23. Kiara.
That's a 19 plus numbers.
Good. That's going to make it. Plus numbers is what we were looking for. Turk.
That'll be 17 after adding my plus numbers.
Okay. Cass.
Is helping Chris up with a 7.
Great. Yeah, he's going to need it because Chris rolled a 2. Everybody else seems to adeptly move out of the way, but Chris, taking a second, you run over and grab him, and you kind of roll over the first row of seats into the second row of seats. I think heads or tails?
Tails.
Okay. Okay. You land on the bottom of this little heap, and Chris just kind of lands on top of you, and he's just like, "Hey, I'm sorry about that. That was not. I wasn't. Thank you for saving me." And
Dragon.
Yeah.
Big thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes. The dragon immediately shrinks back into human form, and Chris is just like, "So how are you? I feel like it's been like a really long time since."
Cass is just like,
We should get up. Yeah. And he will get up and help you up, and then the dragon is now back in human form. "I believe this is proof enough."
I don't know about anybody else, but I believe you. Nice to see you again, by the way. I'm still going for the card game. I still didn't intend this whole tattoo thing, but I mean, what is, what is?
Members of the council, you can see before you the recklessness that this little one has wreaked upon us. She has been a member of this group and has, in her time, captured the ire of an ancient dragon that has been in a pact with the Lost Isle for quite some time.
To be fair, I didn't know that. And I thought we were getting along splendidly, truthfully.
As you say, to be honest, I didn't know that. Duncan puts a hand on his head and just sort of like rubs his temple. And you see Mordrew smile. And you see him turn. What exactly didn't you know?
Well, I knew he was in a book. But I didn't realize there was a pact. I don't really know how these things work. Is there a list of all the pacts you have with all the various entities so that I could just kind of peruse it?
He puts a hand up and is like, "You didn't know not to make a deal.
Well, I didn't think I was making a deal about any tattoo. I thought I was just going to entertain him with a game because he looked a little bored.
Okay. I need a persuasion check.
I've been rolling 18s all night. Now I roll a 5. Ugh. Okay. But with persuasion. But I'm really good at that, so that's an 18.
There is a look at you and then a sweep back towards the council. And Mordru addresses the group. Now, all of you still sort of gather. The only one of you that's sort of shifted was Cass, who is now standing like in between the first and the second aisle, next to Chris. What is your vote? Keep or not?
I think I might be able to speak for the entire group that we would be lost without Texas.
I think you've spoken enough, Turk. All others that vote yay on keeping, the island will raise a hand, and Chris is going to cough really loud. When Duncan doesn't turn around, Chris will take off one of his Converse, throw it at the back of Duncan's chair, and Duncan will then raise a hand. And then, all against. You will see Mordru raise a hand. The Beholder raise a hand. And then...
Wait. How does the Beholder raise
or
a hand?
Tentacle. Is it like...
It's a mage hand. Thank you very much. Let's not be speciest here. And the representative of the Mages Guild raise a hand as well.
Could I interrupt for a moment?
On what grounds?
Would it be considered against order if one of the individuals had more than a passing interest in, let's call her the defendant?
I don't see how that has any bearing here. But
maybe relations?
If you feel as such, Texas, have you had relations with anyone here on the council?
Well, see, there was a night when there was a little bit too much drinking, and I wasn't really keeping track of my actions, and I don't remember a lot, but I woke up the next day, and...
The island is going to turn to you, and once again, I need another wisdom saving throw, as its voice begins to vibrate stronger and louder.
I couldn't roll good all night. That was an 8.
8. Okay. You are compelled to answer this.
It appears so. However, as I do not remember the incident, there is a very small chance that it is not so. But probably is so.
Schrodinger's relationship.
Well...
Schrodinger's one night stand, but sure. Who's Schrodinger?
He nods and he goes, well, seeing as how the defendant thinks it is a yes and a no, we are still at a stage.
Oh, that's right, because his vote would go away. So yes, absolutely. And then he fought with me. We had an argument. It was practically a lover's quarrel. It was so intense, and I think he just needs to abstain from this entire thing and step aside, because I think he's got personal feelings.
You know, there's times when you just can't close your mouth. I believe this was one
all
of them.
All the times. Those are all the times. Thank you.
There's a look of confusion on a few members of the council's face as they go, as Duncan himself kind of looks back at Chris and goes, I'm confused. Weren't you the one who worked with her benefactor to get her out of prison? Like, she would still be in there had it not been for you. And
was that loud enough for everyone to hear?
That was yes, that was loud enough for everyone to hear. And
Perfect.
Mordru nods his head and says, we still have a debt owed, regardless of my relationship with Texas.
Oh, now you're calling it a relationship? I don't even know what that word was.
She can't even say it.
I can't even say it.
You calling this a mamation membership?
What?
um,
Kiara's trying to keep it together.
there is a brief pause as Mordrew is going to look at all of you, nod at Texas. I need insight checks from Kiara, Turk, Cass, and William.
If we ever do a group portrait, Kiara's just going to be like this, isn't it?
Yep.
We're looking for above a 19. That'll do it. 1. Okay, cool.
I got a 19
6.
exactly.
19 exactly.
26.
26.
12.
Turk and Cass. You see something almost imperceptible to the human eye. Mordrew's looking at the group with a look of anger and frustration on his face to everyone in the room, except the two of you. For a brief second, Mordrew looks at you all, and he still looks disgusted, and then his head tilts to the right, towards where the dragon is. As if to say, solve this. Community challenge, 75% complete. Oh, this is the Wanderlust challenge. That's cool. Oh, that's like that 38,000 stream points raised. Well done, gang. You're on your way.
Okay, it just on the insight solve the issue with the deal between
Turk. It's almost like if you want her to stay, something's got to happen here. He needs the outward appearance of, I hate this, I'm voting against her, but he's just given you a taste of, like, this. This is your exit. This is your path. This is what you need. Well, if there is no other discussion at this time.
Call it a brief recess. Cass has seen too much Legally Blonde, just putting that out there.
I would like to call a brief recess. Okay?
As I need to use the bathroom, and girls don't go to the bathroom by themselves, and I would like Texas to accompany me. Thank you.
There's a look of confusion on everyone.
I really need to pee.
Yes, fine. This way. And Mordred will point back to where the cells were. So we have called for a brief recess. William, you have a wedding to plan for. Why don't you exit the chambers as well and take care of that?
Okay.
I'll escort you out.
Sounds good. I'll do that then.
Right. He begins to walk out of the...
Don't be suspicious. Don't be
Don't-
suspicious.
Kiara, are you... I can't believe I'm going to ask this. Are you going
Kiara?
with the other girls to the bathroom? Are you leaving? Are you going with William and Mordrew?
Glampire.
I am going with the Glampire because I guess being that I have Excalibur, I have to kind of see this through.
You
I
do.
think you might also get some clout because you have it.
Turk, where are you at?
Turk is racing through this whole insight thing and thinking, I better follow Mordrew out the door
Yeah.
because that wink wasn't exactly clear.
Okay. The Cass and Texas head towards the restroom, and Mordrew begins to walk Turk and Kiara and William out. And as soon as you get out with the council chambers and head out towards the street, Mordrew looks around and he goes, I couldn't have been any more clear. Her pride would not let me argue for her. Texas is an adept addition to the team, but the minute I start raising up a stink about how wonderful she is, she's going to treat it as I'm coddling her, or babying her. So me going on the attack here is the only way that she's going to fight for herself. But we also have a dragon in our midst that has been tracking her over the years. So, this problem needs to be addressed.
How do we address a problem with the dragon?
You don't. She does. Anything. A magical item. Gold. Something to offset the scales of the embarrassment all those years ago. She has to make this right, or there's nothing that I can do.
Do we have a magical item that would be of sufficient power?
How great was this offense, having not been there? Kiara, Turk, William, was it her being her natural, charming, charismatic
Like on a
self?
scale of 1 to 10, I
Actually,
say
wait,
like a bunny slipper.
Wait. She initiated having a game, and somebody else took away her opportunity to solve that.
And that was my issue at that point. And if there's anything I can do to fix this, I want to fix this.
Was it playing a game, or was it teaching a game?
Teaching.
Okay. One is a game and can be looked at as childish. Teaching is an exchange of information. One is more valuable to the Fae than the other, and that's teaching. They want to gather information. It's a greater offense. A favor. A boon. She's talented. She's charismatic. In some circles. What if she offered her services? In elimination of the debt owed. You have faith in her as a hero?
Yes.
It takes as long as it takes. Is she capable enough to be able to handle it without you there?
You know,
She would be
Ikiko,
capable of handling it in her own way, yes.
Fine.
but she has a way of talking her way out of and into situations like nobody I've ever seen before.
I'm very aware of this, Turk.
And you have a way of bumbling into other people's situations and causing them greater offense.
I cannot help it sometimes, and I don't mean to. I thought, anyways, yes, it's my bad. And I am willing to offer anything, everything.
I can work with this. I can work with it. I don't like it. I don't like her. Kind of. It's complicated. I'll work with this. Do not tell her that I like her. It's not a like situation.
Please stop.
I'm going to go into the council.
You're going to put your foot in it. That's what you're going to do.
Yes. The Glampire heads back in. Texas Cass, you guys head over towards the bathroom.
Okay, so I don't really have to pee. I
I
wanted to tell
actually
you.
did. I drank a lot of coffee this morning, so we can talk on the way there, and we can like talk in the stalls. Or are there stalls? I haven't been in the bathrooms here.
Let's go.
Go
Come
ahead,
on.
keep going.
Okay. Can never mind. Can you reach to lock the doors?
Are you asking her if
I'll
she
hold the
needs
door for
help?
you.
That's
Listen,
No,
don't
fine.
worry. I can be really, really quick. We can just skip over the part where I pee and okay. Look, I'm done. It's amazing. Go ahead.
Cool. So, I saw your boyfriend make a face inside there, and it looks like he really wanted to talk about like you. He looked like he wasn't actually mad at you. That he just really wanted to get it over with and done. And like I think he really wants to like talk to you.
I kind of stopped listening when you said my boyfriend because I'm not sure that anyone in that room is my boyfriend. So,
Except Turk when we're at his mom's house. But okay.
well, yeah, but you anyway.
Never mind.
So I'm assuming you were talking about I don't even want to. Anyway, so
Say it with me. Mordrew.
yeah, that's what I meant.
So anyway, he made some kind of face in there, and it looked like he kind of wanted to just get it over with and get done, because he doesn't really believe the junk that he's saying about you being crappy, because obviously he likes you. I mean, duh.
Why don't we move past the whole lacking or not lacking thing and move on to the he wants to get this over with just like I do?
Sure, we could move past that, but it's also kind of important because it's kind of what's making this all happen.
Him liking me makes this happen.
No, well, it makes the part about it going away happen. Like, anyway.
Oh, if he likes me, this will go away?
No, I think he already does like you.
Uh,
I have to pee now. Can I get a minute?
After all of that is finished, Cass, you would receive a message in your head from Chris that essentially goes to, "Hi, it sounds like they're making some pretty big decisions out here. I don't know how long it's taking the two of you, and I'm really sorry. I hope I don't Sorry, I have a word limit on the spell, and sometimes I forget about the word limit on the spell, so I'm just saying the two of you should probably come out." Recasting again for the third time.
All right, we're coming. We should just go.
Are-
She says
hold-
in my head.
Real quick,
Oh, that's right.
are
I thought it was in
Kiara and Turk going back in there?
Are they?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Before they go back in there, I'm going to give them. I'm going to use my arcane advance,
Okay.
and I'm going to give them a bead with Odaluke's in it, and I will tell them, if things go bad, throw this bead at her and get her out of there.
Got it.
All right.
I'm giving it to Kiara.
Oh, Kiara has the bead of Odaluke's Resilient Sphere. You head back into the council chambers. Texas and Cass, as you head back into the chambers, Mordrew seems like he's in conversation with Caliban off in the corner. That was the name, Caliban? You are, as he's speaking with Caliban, they're sort of engaged in conversation, and then all of a sudden Caliban nods his head. And when he nods his head, Mordrew addresses the council. Says, "Well, our gracious pact signer, Lord Caliban, has agreed that if Texas lends her support and specialized skill set for a mission of sorts, that Caliban will lift the tracking that he has upon her, and all debts will be paid."
This is great, guys. We're going on a mission for. No? What?
Just wait. Let the men speak.
Are we in agreement?
Yeah. I don't mind. We do great on a mission. Yeah, sure. We can do a mission.
The tattoo disappears completely from your shoulder, and you feel that cold that's kind of just always like kind of press it down, like kind of leave, and you give that shoulder stretch, yeah, just like you're doing. And Caliban goes, "I have been invited as a +1, and I am looking forward to the human festivities. After the festivities, I will take Texas alone, and she will complete the trial."
I thought this was a mission, not a trial. This is a trial. What kind of trial?
The agreement has been struck. And Caliban will turn and walk out the side door, his walking stick hitting the ground with every footfall.
Wait, what's he a +1 to?
The wedding, dear.
He got invited to. You invited him to your wedding, William? Wedding?
I'm not there.
He's not there.
Oh, he's shoot. That's right. He's
I
not. He
believe
left.
he was somebody else's +1, Texas.
I wonder who.
Intelligence check?
Not very.
7?
Nope.
Called it.
Maybe Malish invited him. You have no idea.
Yikes.
Cool.
All right. Well, I suppose he'll tell me when I'm supposed to do my mission / trial / Hey, it's all working out.
Give me another intelligence check.
7.
Yep, he'll just tell you. He certainly didn't say it more than a few minutes ago when it was going to happen. But he'll just let you know when it happens.
I would like to affectionately yet sternly bonk her on the head with my staff.
Yep.
Ouch! What was that for?
She's
To
healing
knock
you.
some sense into you.
The rest of the council nods at you and give various forms of good luck to your direction as they pat you on the shoulder and you actually look as Chris, who's kind of like looking at Cass, looks back at you and comes over to you and says, "Man, I just wish you nothing but the best." You know what I mean? And you feel something kind of sharp in pass between his palm and yours.
Okay.
And he's just like, boy, because wow, what a wild ride it's been.
Yeah, it sure had. It's been a.
You're a bard. Can you play cool just for a second?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
And he like lets go of your.
Suspicious.
Okay.
Okay. Whenever I'm around not people.
Okay. When you're not around people, you go and you open your palm, and this little tiny arrow actually grows in sight, and you see in your hand a what looks to be an arrow, but it's carved with arcane runes on it. It's an odd-looking arrow with a gold-plated tip, and I need an Arcana check from you, please.
Not one.
That one.
Wow.
He must have dropped it.
You look like an arrow.
You don't know what it does, but Chris
Oh gosh,
Chris
is he
has
still
given
there?
you an arrow. Yeah. As everybody leaves, Chris just comes up and he goes, you all handled that really well. That was great. And Cass, I'm really sorry about getting on top of you. I mean, not getting on top, like falling on top, like when the dragon. I fell on top of her.
We
Kiara,
need a master class
Okay.
for teaching
Okay.
people how to not put their foot
No.
in their mouth.
It wasn't a sexy time.
The word is speech.
It wasn't.
Yes,
It wasn't a sexy
I
fall.
understand.
Like it was just a regular. When two
The
friends.
phrase is, I am sorry that whole thing went down and I landed on you. My apologies.
Cass is going to physically move slightly behind Kiara during this.
Cass, I'm really sorry. I went down. Nope. I'm really
no.
sorry I fell.
fell on
I'm really sorry I fell. I'm really sorry I fell. It is so good to see you. Would it help if I turned around my back to Kiara too? He's gonna turn his back to Kiara and still talk to you, but with his back to Kiara and where you're behind Kiara, and he's just like,
Cass is gonna cast mirror image of herself where she's standing currently, and then move out of the room and
Okay.
leave the mirror image there,
yeah.
so
Anyway,
she doesn't have to endure the rest
you
of this.
you just hear him talking like, anyway, it was great to see you, and he's still talking as you walk out of the
Hey,
room.
before
too,
you
right?
leave, I need to ask about that arrow. Did you leave it with me? Is it supposed to be? Is it yours? I'm confused.
This is a particular arrow of dragon slaying, just in case it comes.
You want me to kill him?
No. Oh my god!
Is it time for the spear yet?
You are so bad at this. He is going to like.
Chris.
He is going to like take you into a side hallway as there are other people still about, and he's like, "Why are you the worst?"
I was confused.
No, you don't want to announce that I gave you a dragon-killing arrow in the council chambers.
Well, maybe you should have been like, "Don't talk about this." I mean, but quietly.
I
and
did the
off to
hand
the
thing. I
side.
put it in the hand and I handed it to you. That's Spy Movie 101.
Okay. So
She's never seen a spy movie.
James Bond?
No, what? Who? Why? I have not met. Was he on the last mission?
No, it's Goldfinger? GoldenEye? You never played GoldenEye? Oh, I gotta get you an
It's a
N64.
game?
Well,
Should I
mean,
teach that game to the dragon?
hang on. It was a book series first, and then the book series were adapted into films. And Sean Connery, a lot of people are gonna say that he was.
So you want me to carry around a full-size arrow, hoping that it's not going to be seen, or will it shrink down to a little thing again so I can hide it? And can he sense that it's there? Because if he could, he might be seriously offended that I would bring this thing into his presence.
I never thought I would say this to another human soul, but you are too awkward for me right now.
Somewhere in the distance, Cass is rolling her eyes, just
let me
screaming.
Say this. I have studied Caliban for a long time. I don't think you should use that arrow on Caliban.
Then why'd you give it to me?
Because if what I've read of him is correct, the only thing that Caliban hates more than people trying to get out of a deal with him is other dragons trying to usurp his power. So if he's sending you on a mission, you're not going to have to use that on Caliban. You're probably going to have to use that on something else.
Well, shouldn't Caliban give me this then?
No. You insulted him.
Oh.
This
Okay.
is you paying back a debt, and he's not going to give you more, which would add to the collective debt.
You don't think it's Puff, though, because I really liked Puff.
Who?
Puff. The magic dragon.
Oh, that's a great song. No, it's not for
We
Puff.
met him.
Okay.
He was great.
We'll talk later. Hold on to
Does
this.
it shrink? Or do I
No.
just
Do you have a
put
bag
it
of
here
holding?
and just, well, I do, but I just hope he doesn't. Okay, I'll just put it in the bag.
Okay.
Thank you
You're welcome.
very much.
Yeah. And he's gonna walk with Texas back out from the side corridor. It's you guys get into full on wedding mode. All of you, there's planning stuff to be taken care of. William, when you walk out of the council chambers, having gone off for wedding shenanigans, Turk, are you following suit? Not too far afterwards.
Not too far afterwards. I'm gonna have to get ready, and I've got a girl to call. So.
Yeah. Before you call that girl, you actually see three familiar-looking Starfleet uniforms walking towards you and William, as the members of the Brain Trust, including Tren, come walking up. And they go, okay, so bachelor party. I know that this was a task granted to us, and we don't have much time. So I think the boys and I worked on something a little special that you're really going to like. William, Turk, please step into our office. And they gesture towards a phone booth that's a little ways off the beaten path.
Excellent.
I grab William's arm and I drag him over to the phone booth.
Okay. Everybody squishes into this phone booth as a weird set of antennae come out of the phone booth. They pick up the phone and they dial a couple of numbers on the pad. The phone booth is sucked into the ground. A wild adventure takes place. You two come back. I need each of you to roll me a D100, please.
$58.
64.
Perfect. William, after your bizarre adventure, which was so much wild fun, might even call it a bogus journey, you come back. You come back in a yellow chicken suit, surrounded by 8 live chickens. After your amazing adventure, the chickens are won't leave you alone, and you're holding one in your hand that you've grown particularly fond of, and that is what happens after your adventure, Turk. What was your number?
64.
Okay. Turk is wearing Mayan garb, but he's also wearing a crown. And if anybody here were to speak Mayan, it would say "Sun God," written on the cloak, written on the cloak itself. And he's wearing a crown, a resplendent golden crown. And the boys all push you out, and they go like, "You're back exactly 2 seconds after we left. Hope you had a great time, gang. And wow, what a ride! I can't believe all that happened."
That was amazing.
I know.
Excellent.
Yeah. And remember, be excellent to one another. All right.
Party on,
Party
dude.
on.
Party on. They'll climb back into the phone booth, and all of a sudden the phone booth will go back into the ground, and you have been bachelor party. William and Turk, for the next 24 hours, anytime you make the air guitar movement, you will hear actual guitars playing as a special bachelor party boon. All right. Everybody has a little bit of something to do before the wedding takes place. What are you all doing? As we take just a brief second to go like, all right, what's everybody doing before this thing kicks off? Let's start with Cass. Cass, how are you helping?
Laura's still off with her parents, or is she back yet?
Larafel is actually at the bar, and she has your
Okay.
bridesmaid dresses all picked out.
So then Cass is headed to the tavern and is going to start helping set up and organize whatever needs to be organized at the direction of the bride and her family.
Kiara, is that what you're doing as well?
Yes, I would be attempting to help Druid craft some of the flowers and stuff for bouquets and boutonnieres, different things. And last night, my goal was to make a very delicate crown out of ivy so that she could have a tiara for her wedding. Like, that was my goal. So
Okay. Thank you. And I think she's very touched by it. Texas, what are you doing during this time?
I'm probably going to help, but on my way, if I happen to see Mordrew, I'm probably going to have to thank him for helping.
Yeah, you would see Mordrew just sort of taking his time, slowly walking, away from the council
You're
chambers.
+1?
Hey.
Oh, you can see me.
Well, did you think that I couldn't see you? I mean,
I don't know.
does that generally not happen?
It depends on the day.
Well, I was gonna come over and be nice and say thank you for trying to help me, even though you kind of acted like you weren't, but you kind of were, and it's just all very confusing. But I still feel like I should say thank you. And also, I didn't realize that you helped to bust me out of jail. I mean, not that you were busting me out of jail, but like get me out of jail. And also, do you know? Did you contact Dimitri? And can you give me some more information about that? Because. And I'm sorry, that's not where I was supposed to be going with this. It was just supposed to be a simple thank you, but then my mouth got away from me.
It does that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about this? When you come back from your latest mission,
If I come back, there's one or more dragons involved in this one, so,
how about dinner? You can sit at a separate table or a different booth if you like, and I can just scream across the restaurant.
If you're going to give me information about Dimitri, you should probably sit at the same table as me. It would just probably be more convenient.
I will sit at the same table.
Less shouting.
How do we feel about fondue?
Fondue?
Oh, get ready. For a treat. He goes, fondue it is.
Fondue. Got it.
And he nods at you, and he walks away. While he's walking away, he goes, he'll say as he's walking away so he doesn't have to make eye contact, "You're good for them."
You mean everybody else?
Shut up. And he's going to keep walking away. As the three of you
I
go...
ship this so hard. Just
It's
saying.
It's a terrible match.
No, it is.
It's such a
But
terrible...
it's so much angst.
It's so much angst. So argumentative.
Because opposites attracted, you know. Sorry. I got lost.
So as the girls, as you prepare for the wedding and help get things set up, the bridesmaids' gifts are given to you. All three of you, Texas, Kiara, and Cass, I need a D100 from you as well.
92.
Okay, with a 92, do you know what a shrew is?
Shrew?
A shrew, like the
Like
animal, the
taming
little,
of the?
like taming of the shrew. It's a little like
Yes.
mouse or something. But you are actually handed a book
Okay.
as a gift that details the life and inner workings of the Texas shrew.
Okay.
Uh,
Thank you. This is really wonderful. I can't wait to read about the Texas shrew.
Texas, you know what this is? Do you remember what I do?
Yeah.
This is named after you.
Wait, are you calling me a Texas shrew?
No, Texas. It's a mystical animal. It lives in the book, just like the dragon. You'll be able to go there anytime you want to and learn about them. But I saw it, and these little shrews are small, but they're vicious, and fiercely protective of their friends and family. So I thought it might be appropriate. But it's named after you in perpetuity.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Not gonna-
Wait, can it talk?
No, but I'm sure you have some magic, so you'll be able to talk to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
She hands you the book. Kiara, D100.
8.
Like a boss.
This makes me very happy. You seriously rolled an 8?
Yes.
She hands you a book. It's faint blue in color. She goes, it seemed only appropriate. And she hands you a cover of the very rare, from the deepest abyss, Kiara Octopus, who she has named. She goes, you may want to have a way to hold your breath, but it's quite beautiful, and it's able to change its shape at will, so it seemed appropriate.
Perfect. I took a picture of my 8 and I put it in the
That's gorgeous.
in the habitat.
That's amazing.
So you can see.
Cass, your turn. What'd you get?
17.
She goes, Cass. Now, before you look at this, I really do love this creature, and it's sort of bright pink and sparkly before your change in hair color with the little length there. So it's very rare. Just be very careful. And she hands you the Cass Hippopotamus book, and it's all detailing this particular brand of hippopotamus that is not from around here. But these are her bridesmaids' gifts to each of you. One of the animals that she's collected that she has named after you in perpetuity. So
Now I have to draw a sparkly hippopotamus. It's happening.
it's happening. I'm about it.
Cassopotamus.
Yeah, the Cassopotamus. Thank you, Icky V. Look at you, 13 sub-anniversary. Nice. William, Turk, you guys are preparing groomsmen stuff. What are we doing?
After like 30 minutes of air guitar, I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of your stuff gets. You're at the bar. A lot of your stuff gets circumnavigated by just air guitaring all over the bar and things of that sort.
And looking resplendent in my sun god, Mayan sun god.
Are you wearing
outfit.
that to the wedding?
I'm wearing it right now. Whether it's going to the wedding or not, I haven't decided.
Here's what I'll say. You know, all we had to do was think ahead and say, hey, when we get done with this, we'll have our outfits ready to go right here at the counter. They'll be right underneath the bar. We'll put them there, then we'll go back, do our thing, and then we'll have them here when we're ready to change.
William, what do you get as a present for Turk?
Let's see. Oh, hold on. Do you have that? Do you have your list still from the bachelor party thing?
Yeah, I do.
All right, hold on.
You're gonna roll me a D100?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any lists.
I got a list. I got a bunch of lists.
92.
Oh, 92.
I also have many lists.
Okay. Okay. That's oddly appropriate. You hand Turk a box, and you go like, I saw it, and I wanted you to have it. And inside the box, Turk, is a white shirt a black vest, a holster, and a very futuristic-looking blaster pistol
Oh.
on it, and you go. And if you look at the black vest, you pull the little hood back, and there's only one thing on the vest, and it's a little button, and in big red letters it says, "I shot first."
Love it.
Okay. Yeah. So.
You can wear this to the wedding?
You most certainly can if you want.
Turk, you go full solo?
Full solo.
Okay. Turk goes full solo. William, what are you wearing? You wearing a tux? You going traditional?
Yes.
Okay.
Just going traditional.
The guests start to arrive. It's a who's who, veritable who's who of people on the island that you've come into contact with. At a certain point, everybody makes their way out to get in their places. The bridesmaids all walk down the aisle to assume their spots. When they do that, Malish goes. Malish, who is still in bird form and is on this little post, goes, "Hey, I hope you don't mind, boss, but I pull a few strings as well." And then, before your bride-to-be comes walking down the aisle, you see a little girl that you haven't seen in quite some time, who starts spreading flower petals and little roaches that go up and down the rows, and you just see the roaches scurrying and people kind of freaking out a little bit, and her just kind of smiling and giving you the thumbs up as she walks down the aisle, throwing these little handfuls of flower petals and roaches everywhere she goes.
Roach petals.
Roach petals. And your flower girl goes, and she goes and sits in a seat next to a familiar-looking Warforged druid, who's sitting there and gives a small wave over in your direction with her at her side. And you all, the bride comes walking down the aisle, escorted both by her mother and father, who insisted that they be the ones to escort her down the aisle. She is brought over to where you are, and Malish begins the ceremony. She looks beautiful, William. She looks a little nervous, but you grab her hands, assure her, and Malish goes, "Hey, everybody. It's my first time doing a marriage ceremony, so I'm going to try to do it right. Marriage. The ties that bring us together." I'm just kidding, but man, that's a great flick, boy.
Thanks, buddy.
We're gathered today for the wedding of William and Lorethel. William's super lucky to have her because she don't take no sass. It got a little awkward at one point because William and Lorethel were dating, and then they broke up because William got real sad. I'm sorry, I just read a note, don't mention that they broke up before. That's on me. But we're gathered here because love has a way of working out. This group finds themselves in a lot of dangerous situations sometimes. And a lot of the times we don't all come back. But when we do come back, we come back a little bit different than we were. But the cool thing about family and the people that you love is when you come back different, they don't get angry at you for it. They love you for it. Because they're different too. I mean, sometimes I'm a manatee. And it's okay. Because William's there for me, and I'm there for him. And everybody is just this weird family. William's the dad. Kiara's the mom, but they are not married. Cass is also the mom. Texas is like a cousin who's a little drunk. And Turk is like a guy with a bow and arrow in every family. So, William, do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, your librarian in sickness and health, till death do you part, which could be kind of soon based on what you do?
I do.
Arthur, do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband in sickness and in health, till death do you part, which could be kind of soon because you both tend to err on the side of like chaos? And she goes, I do. He goes, the bride and groom have prepared some vows of their own. William, would you like to share your vows?
Yes. So I turn and look at her. I take her hand. Thank you for the miracle of you. You are and always will be the love of my life. Today I give myself to you in marriage. I will love you without reservation, cherish you and hold you in the highest regard. I will support you and comfort you through life's joys and sorrows. I will encourage you, inspire you, and be honest and faithful to you. I will stand by your side in sickness and in health, in an apocalyptic scenario or during a zombie invasion. The things I give to you today and all the days of our life.
And he looks over at Larathel. He's like, Larathel? And she's like, damn it, that was better than mine. I love you. Truly, madly, mostly madly. I do. You're a stubborn pain in the ass. You make foolish decisions. But beneath all of these decisions, your heart shines through. It's easy to fall in love with the man that you are. And I see that man every day. But the true reason I love you is for the man that you were. Because I've seen the growth that you've made. You've opened your heart up to these people. You've taken steps to become better, not just for yourself, but for me. I've seen the work. And I promise I'll display that same level of work every day that we're married together. And she reaches out and you hear Malish go, you may now kiss, and Larathel just goes for it. He doesn't even get to finish. He just goes for it. And
in the history of kisses, this was
the history of kisses. There's been one. And Malish goes, I'm now happy to pronounce Mr. and Mrs. William and Larathel Merlin. And it's like, let's party. And the music kicks off. The band that was behind you all, with Turk playing the air guitar and stuff like that. The party kicks off. Kicks off in a major way. With the ceremony, with things kicking off to a major level. The drinks start flowing. The bar is open bar, and you see Elvish is being put through the paces behind the bar. It's a pretty fun night. People are just kind of hanging out and enjoying themselves. You see Roach is able to stay for quite some time. And she spends a little bit of time like saying hello to you all and coming up and she wants to check on her owl and see how the owl is doing and things of that sort. So
I pull out the owl that I keep forgetting about, but I reassure her that we have spent some time bonding, and he's doing great.
You do notice that they called in a little bit of help back behind the bar, as Elvish has a new barback working behind the bar, and it's someone you've never seen before. But this guy's slinging drinks with an accuracy the likes of which you have never seen. He's a very cheerful looking guy. And he is just sort of like waving at people, and he's actually like doing tricks with the bottles and things of that sort. Introduces himself as wine in hand to anybody that comes up to the bar, and just seems to be just one of the most genuinely happy people in the world. Cass, you notice that he's wearing Cheshire's pendant around his neck as you come over, and he kind of gives you a little wink across the room and things of that sort. So yeah, and so yeah, it's a great night. People drink up, I think, and party on into the evening. You do see Mab arrive at the party, wearing a beautiful dress, accompanied by Lord Caliban, still in human form. They give polite greetings to William and La'Arathel. William, I didn't bring a present, but if you tell me the minute your first child is born, I'd be happy to come by and bless them.
Thank you.
She nods her head, and Caliban says, I will not eat anyone this evening.
Duly noted.
And nods his head at you. Who do we look for at the party? Who do you spend time with? Who do you... the food is going... It's actually some amazing food. It's all drunken food from a couple of different restaurants. One place has linoleum on the outside and some pretty amazing food on the inside. If you go in, it's all... and you see some of the waiters are dressed in a post-apocalyptic motif. As they walk around and things of that sort. Another place is served to you. Some of the food is served by Oompa Loompas, who serve to you some amazing food as well, all sort of drunken in nature. So, yeah, who do you guys spend time with?
I think Turk might be looking for a Princess Leia walking around.
She has received your text message and shows up in full white dress with the buns on the side. And shows up. She's like, I assumed it was going to be a costume party?
Hey, you're perfect. This is the costume, right?
She smiles and she says yes. And she's like, you're okay, this isn't Slave Leia, right?
We can talk about that later, maybe.
She rolls her eyes and pulls you over towards the dance floor. And you guys go. Chris will show up to the wedding at one point. And walk over to Cass and hand Cass a white flower and a note.
Thank you.
And he kind of nods
Do I
his head.
read it?
Yeah.
Do I read it now, or do
Yeah.
I wait, or do you...
Yeah, you can read
Yeah,
it.
okay.
He nods his head.
Okay, I'll read it.
I have trouble speaking around you. I say dumb stuff. Would it be okay if I just hung out with you tonight and didn't say anything?
From inside her hair, Cass is gonna pull a ballpoint pen and write on the back of the note. Sure, but give me just a second. I'll be right back, and hand it to him.
Give me an insight check, Cass.
That rolled across my keyboard. 14.
He like nods his head. And then the minute you turn your back to him to go wherever you need to go, you catch out of your periph this like he's just doing happy dances around, like just behind you, like.
Okay, as Cass walks away, she's going to look at a wall, not someone specifically, and just say, well, tonight just got a lot more interesting. And then go to the bar and wink at Bella with the pendant.
Yeah.
Grab a drink.
Yeah.
And probably a water for Chris and come back.
Yeah. Okay. As you go to walk away from the bar, wine in hand looks somewhat shocked for a minute as he reaches out and you see a gentleman walk over to you and pull you towards the stage a little bit. This gentleman is barefoot. He's wearing what looks to be a 3-piece suit. And he's wearing a really odd-looking hat. And he goes, hello, there's no time for this. I'm Mandrake Madigan, and we've never met before, but I'm traveling with Cheshire, and he told me to come over to where you were because you're about to take a trip of sorts. Or some of you are about to take a trip of sorts. This pocket watch is Shit. So I'm gonna give you this, and he's gonna take the hat off, and he's gonna put it on your head, and you see the hat kind of grow a little bit to accommodate your head. He goes, "Oh, yeah, that's nice. Fog cloud is already loaded in, just for funsies, and if you don't have it. But good luck. You're going to have a remarkable time." And he sticks a hand out to you, and shakes it, and he goes, "Oh, well, you're all okay." And he'll turn around and just walk back into the crowd.
Cass is gonna look in a third direction again and say, "Well, that just happened," and go on with the evening, confused as to why she now has a hat on her head and wondering what Fall Cloud is.
Yep. Yeah, everybody has drinks. William and Turk, you guys pass each other a couple of times in the night dancing, but every time you pass, you do the air guitars.
Air guitar. Yep.
Air guitar every time. There is a moment in the night where everybody's hanging out, everybody's had a couple of drinks. Is anybody staying sober tonight? Is it's a wedding? Kiara staying sober? William staying sober? Texas
Turk's got his hat.
Yeah,
No,
Turk's got his hat.
But she's gonna be a little more careful than usual.
A little more careful than usual. I
Cass
need
isn't getting stupid, but she's gonna have a couple.
I need perception checks.
That was a nat one.
Nat one. You're rolling
I guess
hot
that
tonight.
a little less than usual is still a lot. So
Yeah.
10.
10 for William.
18.
My focus is on Laura, though. So.
Yeah. Laura Thel is just in heaven. Like she's having a great time and things of that sort. Kiara, Cass, Turk.
21 for Turk.
Turk, 12 for Kiara.
21.
21.
Turk was
Oof.
21 as well.
Oof, 2 21s.
19.
19. Okay, the three of you are going to see this. You're on the dance floor. So imagine this big party with all the seats and the tables and everything like that set up. Everybody's just kind of mingling about. When you're at a party and everybody's moving around, movement doesn't catch your eye because everybody's in a constant state of movement. What does catch your eye?
Stillness.
Stillness. And that's exactly what happens. The far left corner of the restaurant, people are hanging out, they're talking, kind of moving about, and then all of a sudden you see one of the waiters that's walking around freeze in their tracks. They just stop moving. And the back corner table, everybody's kind of laughing and talking, having drinks and gesticulating, and then all of a sudden they stop. They're just sort of frozen in place in the far left corner of the restaurant.
Turk's going to look around to see if anybody else is noticing this, or
Cass too, and if we meet eyes, we'll
Okay, yeah.
start
Cass
moving towards
notices.
each other.
Kiara notices. Texas and William and Laura Thel are still just kind of like are hanging out. They're going hard.
Texas is really trying hard to avoid going over to Caliban because part of her wants to go and ask about this mission, but she also knows she'll end up sticking her foot in her mouth. So she's got a whole internal struggle going on, and
Yeah.
that's really all she's focused on.
and we're hoping that Kiara's watching Texas with that little bead that was handed to her earlier in case she walks over to Caliban.
Sure. You,
So,
give
as,
me an investigation
oh,
check if you're looking for Caliban.
Um,
No, your rolls are still on point for tonight.
Wow, that's a 7.
7. Okay. Cass, what are you doing?
Is gonna start walking towards Turk, but she's going to like tap Chris and be like, "Hey, can you hang out with Texas for a minute? I just noticed something I need to go take care of."
Chris like nods his head, and then Chris has a weird look on his face. Chris
What?
stops and he kind of darts over in the corner, and
His eyes or his body?
his eyes dart over to the
Okay.
corner, and he stops, and then he looks up at the door, and that's when he grabs his wand, at the entrance to the club.
Do I notice Chris acting in this manner?
Yeah, you see Chris grab his wand as he looks up at the door of the club.
I'd probably take, I'm assuming I've got Liz's hand, and move her behind me,
Yeah.
putting myself between her and the door, and I'll be looking over at the door, see what's going on.
Okay. This is what you see when you look over at the door. I need you to picture in your mind an old school photograph. Okay? Did you ever develop photographs?
Yes.
Did you ever smudge the photograph?
Ugh. Yes.
3 beings walk into this bar. And when they walk into the bar, you can see the clothing they're wearing, the shoes they're wearing, but any extremities, hands, face, are smudged. Like they're there, but they're not there. Something about their imprint is off. And as they walk into the bar, some people are not noticing them, and those that are noticing them are looking up and freezing in their tracks. Very akin to what's going on in the back corner of the room.
Cass is going to notice Chris also looking around, kind of seeing stuff going on. Like, what do you know what's happening? Why did everyone freeze?
He.
You can talk. I know you can. You got it. I believe in you. You're strong. You're powerful. You're amazing.
He whispers 2 words, and he whispers, "Tomorrow, people." And as he whispers that, he looks at you, and it looks like he wants to do something, and instead he's gonna do this. He's gonna grab both of your hands if you'll let him, and he's gonna say, "I believe in you." And he is going to, while he's got both of your hands, he's gonna like kind of almost like pull you in one direction away from the door, and he's gonna start walking towards the door with his wand raised. Okay? What's everybody else doing in this moment? William and Texas, give me another perception check, please.
That's an 8.
Okay? An 8. William.
10.
10. You're kind of dancing on the... This is perfect. You're dancing on the floor with La'Arthel. And she's hanging out with you. She's having fun. Texas, you go over towards... you go over towards Caliban. And you're going to say something. Caliban looks up at a spot on the wall and immediately grabs Mab's hand, looks over at you, grabs your shoulder, and you're out. Texas has left the building. Texas is... Nope. Texas is gone. Texas is gone.
Down.
She is gone. Let's go ahead and get rid of Texas. Texas has left the building. Okay? Kiara and Turk, you've got a couple of moments here. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna put myself between William, like where William and La'Arthel are, and whatever's going on at this door.
Okay. You're just going to interpose yourself.
I'm gonna like tap him with the bottom of my staff, like in the shin, to get his attention. But I'm trying to not necessarily make a scene for those that haven't seen these things.
Perception check at advantage, William, as you are tapped at the bottom of the shoe.
$12.
12. Okay, that's going to be enough at this point as Kiara taps you at the bottom of the shin, and you see Chris walking over towards this group of individuals, okay? Blurry-faced, blurry hands, and things of that sort. As Chris gets over to them, he starts casting. No one seems to be seeing that Chris is casting, or if they do, they're ignoring him. It's almost like there's this weird field around these 3 individuals, and as Chris begins to cast, the spells are just being absorbed into this weird blurry, this weird smudge, or there are things along those lines, until one of them reaches out and grabs Chris on the hand. Whatever that blur is, it grabs him by the hand, and William, you, in utter shock and disarray, watch as Chris begins to age real fast. The young, vibrant, awkward 20-something, like all of a sudden in a blink of an eye, as that is beginning to grab his hand and shift, he is starting to age real fast. Like it is By the time this thing lets go and he turns around, Chris turns back at you, and he is just long white hair, wrinkles on the face, like he is old, and he just sort of like hits his knees and flicks the wand outward. As it does on the stage where you all are, a portal begins to swirl, a teleportation portal. Okay, these three figures are looking around the room as more and more people are starting to freeze within the realm of the party. And as more and more of them begin to freeze, your aunt comes out. And she goes, she's going to look at you, William, and she's going to say a few words, and I need you to hear them because I can't repeat them because all hell's about to break loose, okay? Find the gem. I'll protect Larathel. Your father's coming.
Got it.
You're about to go sideways. Hold your breath.
Got it.
Okay? She will turn around and start to walk towards these creatures, and you hear her start to hum to herself. And as she's starting to hum, you see that she is building up a field of energy around her as well that is combating this odd field that is coming from these three individuals that's seeming to press up against each other. It's almost like you got two, have you ever seen the Star Wars movies where the two lightsabers meet and there's just these odd, like, sparks? Nobody else in the room is seeming to notice them. Anybody who does is immediately frozen in place, with the exception of the people in this group. Okay? What's everybody else doing?
I guess I'm gonna be, since I was right there by William, I heard that.
You heard that. Hold your breath. You're about to go sideways.
So, I'll use my telepathy to tell both Cass and Wolf, both Cass and Turk, if I have to do it separate, that's fine, we gotta go. Like, we gotta go.
And has Liz frozen behind me?
Liz has frozen behind you.
Is Chris's wand on the ground?
Chris's wand is still in his hand. After he cast that, he collapsed on the ground.
Let's go.
All right, to the
Is
portal.
there a chance to cast anything? Or is this gonna
That's what I'm wondering.
You can certainly try. You don't know how long that portal's going to last, and it looks like the field is wavering on Mom, or on Auntie, as she is holding these things at bay, but you don't know how long it can last. You hear her like turn around and scream at you, "Go!"
Then I'll do what she says.
All right, let's go.
Anything cast?
Not from me.
No. She'll just run and hate herself for just running.
I'll yell at Larathel that I love you and I'll be back.
She nods her head and she sees them coming, and she is going to she's going to be like, as soon as you say I love you, she's gonna lean forward and kiss you, and she goes, "I love you more," and she is going to take a book and open it up. And you see a couple of weird winged creatures. They look like half monkey, half bird. Start pouring out of a book that she's thrown at the ground, and they begin to circle around her. And she points a hand forward, and the flying monkeys zip towards the creatures that are there, the three men in suits. Who's first through the portal?
Me.
I'm last through the portal.
Kiara's first. Turk.
Sure,
I'm gonna
somewhere in the middle.
that
Yeah. Cass in the middle. Turk, you realize that William's trying to get as much Larnathel imprinted on his brain just in case.
and Turk steps through.
Okay. Mom falls or not mom. Auntie falls as you get through. Elizabeth falls to the ground. As these three individuals turn their face towards where the portal is and begin to walk forward towards you, William. The last image you see is a thunderbolt that slams down through the ceiling of the club in front of these three individuals, and an old man cracks his hands as your father takes a staff at his side and goes, "I've always wanted to say this. You shall not pass." And he's going to take it and just look like he's going to slam it into the ground, and instead just hit one of these things in the head like a baseball bat. No spell, no magic, just slam it across the head. And William, the last thing you see as you step through the portal is the image and start to blur on that thing, finally coalesces into your face that looks up at you and opens its mouth a little bit wider than it should as you are pulled through this portal. Okay? All of you, who holds their breath?
Did we get the warning to hold our breath in the...
She said it telepathically.
Turk and Cass,
I gotta go.
I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
16.
16.
8.
Okay. Cass and Turk. Cass, you're fine. You managed to get your bearings. As you guys go through this portal, Kiara and William, you end up in a room, okay? The portal opens up into this space. There's no trace of arcane energy behind you. As you look about and you don't see Turk and Cass anywhere in the vicinity of where you are, okay? You do hear two thuds happen on the roof above your head. The room is decorated in a posh manner. You see fine jewelry and furniture, a 4-poster bed, and you see an individual that's digging through, with a cloak over them, digging through a jewelry case. They're just sort of digging through, but the cloak is covering much of their body as they're digging through this. Cass and Turk, you end up on the roof of this building, next to an individual who's standing there, somewhat handsome face, who's kind of looking out at the horizon, turns back and looks at the two of you and smiles and nods, and then turns back around and pulls out a pistol from his side and goes, "Who are you two? Which of the houses? Which of the houses?"
Hufflepuff.
What? And he is going to, he's immediately going to look up on the horizon. Cass and Turk, you're going to both look up, and before you is a very, very large airship. It is a blimp, it is a zeppelin. You have never seen the scope of this sort of vehicle before. As before you, all of these houses and buildings are sprawling into the landscape. To your left, as you look, you hear this faint humming sound, and a train is going to go by on tracks. But this train is moving at unimaginable speeds as it goes through. And you feel that you have been transported to some sort of foreign world that's unlike anything that you've ever seen before. And it takes you a second to get your bearings. Okay? All right. Let's cut back to William and Kiara.
Before I Hulk out and rage machine this thing. How big is this guy or this thing, this creature, whatever it is?
They have their back turned to you. They're wearing a cloak. I'd say 5'7", 5'8".
Okay. All right. Who are you? What are we doing here? Where is this?
Okay. You hear who? Kiara, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna kind of stand there and look menacing. I'm over 7 foot tall, so like.
You are over 7 foot tall. You feel your connections with the earth start to drain away a little bit, but you are still over 7 feet tall and a pretty imposing presence. Give me an intimidation check.
New sheet or old sheet?
New sheet.
New sheet, perfect. That is a 15.
15. You hear a voice from behind you say, who are you? What are you? Like, what do you want?
Okay. And do I need to make a save against that?
No.
Okay.
You just hear a voice behind you that says, who are you? What do you want?
I turn around and say, did Beth send you?
What do you look like?
You're looking at a tiefling with purple skin, large wings. She's about 5'7"-ish. She looks older teenager, maybe 17 or so. And she looks over and she says, Etheria, nice portal. Glad you're here.
As she goes, Etheria, nice portal. Glad you're here. That is where we are going to end tonight's adventure. We're going to end a little bit early.
Let's get ready to cast.
You're getting ready to cast. Well, this is good. We'll start with the cast for next week, as you all are about to enjoy Eberron for a little bit. We encourage you, our dear audience, to tune in for next week, as I've given the characters a bit of a gift. The players have been given the option to, if they want to, take a mini vacation when it comes to their class. So some of the characters are going to be playing different classes next week. William, tell us the race and class you're going to be playing.
I'm a human wizard.
Some of them didn't take that option. Kiara,
because I'm a chronomage.
You're immutable. Yep.
Yes.
Kiara, tell us a little bit about who you're playing next week.
I am playing a Furbolg as per normal, but this time I'm going to be the bard.
Oh my God, help me. So many charisma characters. Cass, what about you?
Cass is leaning a little harder into some trickery stuff and is going to be messing around with Arcane Trickster with a little bit of a makeover.
A little bit of a makeover and a brand new hat with serrated blades inside of it. Yep.
I'm sorry.
Surprise!
Let me make a note.
Turk, what character are you going to be playing?
Turk is standing right around 8 feet tall, decked out, complete plate armor, and we'll be playing a Goliath paladin.
So many smites. And T, you want to tell us a little bit more about who you're playing?
Etheria I've used before in other stuff, although she was 8. She's a little older now, so totally more responsible. She's a divine soul sorceress.
I've given the characters a little bit of leeway to take a little tiny vacation. This campaign seemed appropriate for it. We are also very pleased to announce that we're going to be joined by Atavistics next session. We had him at the very start of this campaign, and due to some scheduling stuff, he wasn't able to keep playing. But we are honored, we are ecstatic to have one of Wolfgarin's younglings join us once again here on the Lost Isle, and we're just going to have to move through the whole family at some point and keep the trend going. So we love you all. We'll see you soon for another episode of the Lost Isle. Now we're ending a little bit early tonight, but I encourage you guys to stay tuned for a raid. We're going to go raid a channel real quick. And we are, oh my gosh, we're 2,000 away from raising the challenge for Wanderlust to give them some extra gold at the start of their brand new campaign. And stay tuned to the Discord for some dice dropping. I'm going to drop the dice we're going to do for the giveaway. And that's actually it. You hit it right before we left. We love you guys. We're going to go see the Mercs of Mischief, Indigo Connect. And hey, thanks for getting lost.